vlog.
I vlog.
Good morning, you beautiful people. This is week 3 of the road.
Okay, who's discussion boss?
Me. First question was, what do you guys think was the purpose of that hatch room?
What hatch?
Okay, you know,
There was two. The one at the end or the one in the
The
beginning?
beginning, sorry.
The one with the body.
The one with
the
padlock on
bodies?
it, and then the
And all the
bunch
people
of people.
inside?
Yeah.
Well, all
I think it was a
people are
source
gonna
of
eat them.
food. Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
food?
Yeah.
So just food and not bait.
Not
well,
bait.
maybe
Bait for
both.
Because there was a
Maybe
lot.
bit of both.
Yeah.
For the two, because maybe whoever locked them in there spotted the father and the son, those people in there as bait.
Maybe it's
That's
kind of
what
like a freezer.
No, it's because it didn't even work.
You
They
just
saw
think
the
it was a
people and
food
they
storage thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't they just
More
dip?
fiddly with
Yeah, they
people?
just left.
Didn't
they
they
ran
just
away.
dip?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, they literally
There's-
saw
there's-
them.
there's
and
6
the
people
were
outside,
Like,
we're
the people
dipping.
were like, "Hey, we need help," but then they just said no and they just left. So if it was bait, it didn't work very well.
So second question is, what are your thoughts on the father telling his son, like, how to kill himself?
he
I
just
don't
doesn't
think he
want his son to
even
be
needed to.
eaten.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
don't
like-
think he wants his son to suffer.
I feel like getting eaten is gonna be like really painful.
I don't feel like he needed to tell his son
Yeah.
how to do it.
And
Like,
remember
should
when
figure it out.
they saw that man's body on the bed with the black parts of their limbs? They probably burned him, right? Because it's all charred at the edges of his limbs.
They probably cooked them so he
Yeah,
could eat them.
they probably cooked them.
Like terrible.
The
Yeah.
man takes.
What if they
I
cooked
mean,
them?
I'm sure it tastes
alive?
better if it's cooked.
The
Like,
man like teaches
you
a
read
boy
from
how to kill
experience?
himself.
Yeah,
It's
what do
like
you prefer,
an
watching
easier
or
way
cooking?
out than
Yeah.
like being eaten alive.
Yeah, probably.
Or
Do you
having
think
the
do you think they
dad kill
burned
him.
them alive?
I think they're like, I don't know. They might have.
Because like killing them is just a lot more time and a lot more, effort. I feel like they just kill them. I mean, I feel like they just burned them alive and then ate them.
Which would hurt.
It doesn't really even. That does not matter. It has nothing to do with the story, really. How
Dude,
they
but-
burned them or killed them in the
It-
beginning or at the end, it doesn't matter. Bro.
It does though, I think, because that makes sense for why the dad
Wants
would
him
want
to
the
die
son to
or-
kill himself rather
Yeah.
than face the
Suffer
cannibals.
Well, yeah. Either way, though, even if they were gonna burn him alive or burn him at the end after they kill him, his
Still
dad
gonna
doesn't want
die.
him to fix him either way. It doesn't really matter when they're gonna burn the people.
So he just doesn't want his son to be eaten.
Yeah, at all.
I feel like no, but if his son kills himself, they're still gonna eat him. It's not like if.
But like
kills
he won't
himself-
go through the pain.
Yeah, I mean,
all
they
that.
won't. He won't like.
Oh,
I'd rather
suffer.
get shot in the head than whatever they do. Like,
However they kill you.
Yeah,
So-
and they hold you hostage.
And they
Yeah.
don't even kill you right away because in the book it said that they saw the guy with his legs cut off like to his hips. So they just take like part by part. They don't even like kill you off.
So to follow up on that, do you guys think when the time comes, the father's gonna kill his son, or the son will just kill himself?
I don't think he'll need to do either.
He won't need to do either.
I don't think he'll need to kill himself at that. I think there's gonna be some
No, but
sort
like-
of happy ending. At the end.
No, I feel like the father's gonna die.
Yeah, but I mean, you could have the father die, but still have a happy ending.
Yeah, for the
So I
son.
feel like that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
to
so
the
like
son.
Yeah.
if it's like if it ever
Oh.
comes to that, what do you guys think will happen?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You don't think it'll happen at all?
Can you repeat the question?
Oh, and my question was, if the time ever comes, will the father be forced to kill his son, or will the son just kill himself?
I don't think the son's gonna die. I think the father will. Because that's what the story's kind of hinting at. 'Cause I feel like it's based on just, like the main factor in the story is the son. Like if the father is going to kill the son, he's going to kill himself too. Because the father said he has no reason to live. Like his reason to live is his son. So if his son dies, I feel like the story just ends.
And in the past, these past few pages, did you guys see the theme again of like how far people will go to survive?
Yeah.
Like the reoccurring theme.
And
It's really
desperation.
prevalent in these last few pages we read.
Do you guys I think that because in the book they kept saying like when they found the house they kept saying that's what they pried off and burned. So like, do you think someone went around like burning everything?
I think they refers to the bad guys. 'Cause
Yeah,
you know how they
prying
refer
on
bad
people,
guys
like-
and the good guys? They refer to themselves as the good guys because they don't eat people, and the people who do eat other people and are like,
Can
yeah, those are the bad guys. So I think when they say they, or when they refer to like something like that, they just be meaning the bad guys. You know.
What do you guys actually think about people eating other people, cannibalism, like in the story at least, in the context of it?
They're just desperate, so like they just didn't have no other option. So that's the only reason they.
Or that's what
wanted
they
Well, I mean,
think they
I
have.
disagree
I feel
with
like it's kind
the
of
no
like.
other option thing.
No, what else?
Because remember in the story they talk about, maybe this is like in the last section that we're reading, but they talk about the caravan that was filled with food. They said filled with food, and then like there's women in there too, and then like the couple of guys, but there was food there, but those people are still cannibals. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they don't have to go to cannibalism, but I feel like that's the easiest option.
Yeah. That
I mean, if you're
probably
gonna
is the easiest
like,
option.
they can't just like, to have like bigger groups like that. You can't like just live off of trying to scavenge stuff.
And people
And I
crave
feel like
meat.
it's also kind of like a survival thing too. Like I feel like maybe they feel like we have to do it, or else we're gonna be the ones being eaten.
Maybe they're just
Yeah.
crazy, bro. Look at the world, bro.
Yeah.
They're probably just insane. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, people eating bats and shit.
Alright, so let's move on to our
Lit
circle
circles?
rules. Yeah. Alright, so my other lit circle is sellable to your followers. So right here you got the father and the son. You can see the pistol right there. So they're standing atop the road. Over below them is the bad guys. So I colored them that because like darkness, evil, And then strewn on the road is corpses because there's corpses pretty much everywhere. And as you can see, the landscape is
Yeah.
like gray.
Pretty
So
good. I'd be
so it's
interested
like a
in
bit
this.
of symbolism. So they're up here against all the bad guys, right?
I'd be interested in reading a book that looked like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my literature circle rules was character selfie. And for character selfie, I chose the man. And this is how I imagine him looking. For some reason, he's bald, but he has a really big beard because he's not shaving.
Yeah.
This is all dark because there's nobody else. Nobody else is over there. And it's not even liked. Nobody liked the post because nobody else is on Instagram. And his username is just the man. And there's a caption, but you guys can just read that for yourself. So for Instafame feed, my second one, I picked the scene where they found people inside wherever they found them, like they were being kept.
The hatchery room.
Yeah. And I added a pistol because I chose the scene where the father told his
Son to shoot himself.
Yeah, exactly. And I picked a cow because when they walked, I remember the father smelled cows and he said cows are probably extinct by now. So
Yeah,
that
I'd
just stuck to me.
imagine.
I feel like if he had an Instagram, he'd probably post about that. I chose the scene where the father looked at his son and said he looks like an alien because he's that skinny.
Yep.
And the scene where the father thought that enemies were actually just the reflection in the paper. And the scene where they found a bunker full of food.
Yeah.
The first little circle that I had was Buzz News article, and the first one I titled "Falling Trees" to represent when the dad woke up to all the trees falling around them. The second one is wagon to like show when the dad saw the people, like he didn't see the people, he saw the tracks in the snow from the wagon. The third one is hatch, and that was when the dad like opened the hatch and found all the people in there. The fourth one was water, and that was when they were at like the barn. They found the barn in the house, and then they found like the big like, what's it called? The big like container, I guess, of water, and they like filled it with the
Oh yeah.
with the jugs. And then the fifth one was plywood, and that was when they found the space underground, like at the end with all the food and stuff. And then my second one was vocab Instafame feed, and for my first one I drew a wagon. Another one that I thought was important was when the dad and the son like heard the shrieks at night from the people like in the house. And then the last one that I thought was important was at the end when they found the hatch full of food.
Okay, so for my lit circles, I had group chat. That was my first one, and I just made a group chat for both of them is the man and the boy, cause like that's the only two people that are like really talking right now. So it starts off with the boy, and he texts his dad, "I am very hungry. Am I going to die?" And the man texts back, "No, it takes a while to starve to death." and then the boy says, okay, I hope we get to the south soon, since like what's it called, the main point of this is to like get to the south to get to a warmer environment, and you know, yeah,
I get you.
so they get out of the winter. Yeah. The next one is when the boy's texting the man again, and basically it's the boy says, hey, are we going to die? Basically the same thing again, and the man says, no, we will be okay. The boy then says, are you lying to me? Because the man was starting to lie to the boy to keep him like reassured, and the man says, no, why would I lie? And the boy says, okay, I'm just scared. And he says, everything is fine, just go to sleep. So basically the boy was very scared in the beginning, so the man just is lying to the boy a little bit, just so the boy's not always very scared. Yeah.
So,
I have another one.
oh, you do? My
Yeah.
bad. I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, so my next one is I don't know, Google it. So I googled how long does it take to die from starvation, because that's a key factor. Okay, so I found out that it takes about 30 to 40 days to die without food, and I also researched that one woman has done this without 48 days of food.
Think
So
she died?
no, she was good, but like, yeah. So this relates to the book because, so the readers can have a better like estimate on like the character's condition, and like the severity of like their situation. So like how hungry are they, and like will they die based on their situation. And I got this from medicalexpress.com.
Seems very legitimate.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So my two lit circles are literary playlists and Instafame story summary. So for my Instafame story summary, the first one is of the caravans that they see when and the dad labels them as the bad guys. The second one is of the snow, which they eat, you know, like, and then he says that even though like they're eating the snow, they're getting like weaker or something. I mean, obviously, because they're pretty much just eating water. And the next one is of them like in the barn thing, and then they see the six figures outside when they run away, and then they go hide. The last one is of the jars of water and the apples, and I remember the man says that the water is like the best water he's had in a long time.
Yeah, he does say that.
He does say that.
He does say that.
Alright, so then for my literary playlist, my first song is XO Tour Life
That's a great song.
by Uzi.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you know how in the song he says all my friends are dead? Literally all the people that don't eat other people are dead because the cannibals ate them. And then the second one, my second song is Boulevard of Broken Dreams because they walk a lonely road. It's just the two of them, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Exactly. And then another song that I picked was Water by Ugly God because he found water, you know, and that's the best water he's had in a long time. And then another song I got was Scared of the Dark, which has X in it. I picked that song because the man, and the song I'm pretty sure the lyric was like, I'm not afraid of the dark. The man isn't afraid of anything. He's always supporting the child. But from the name Scared of the Dark, the boy is scared of literally everything. He's always reliant on the man for, you know, supporting everything. So I thought that was a very appropriate song. And then my last song that I picked was Suicidal featuring Juice WRLD, because when they thought they were gonna get caught in the barn, the man had asked the boy, if they come close, shoot yourself, and like, you know, so kill yourself.
Suicidal. Oh.
Exactly. And then
That's-
also his tendencies were also suicidal as well. He also said, wait, never mind, I'll run away and distract them so maybe you can live, which is basically he's going on a suicide mission there, which is another suicidal thought. But that doesn't happen either. But still, there's just a lot of suicidal thoughts happening in this section of the story.
So for my lit circle rule, I got impactful Insta fame post. For my first one, I drew a picture of the barn and an apple, water, and the packet of grape flavored powder. And I thought this was important because after several days of traveling, the snowy mountains going south. The boy and the man have yet to eat, so finding this was a very monumental moment for them. And my second impactful Insta-fame post is about the door that the man and boy go through, a door leading to a basement where a bunch of naked people, male and female, are all trying to hide their faces and basically being trapped in this basement. And they also see a man with his body burnt halfway all the way up to his hip. I thought this was important because it shows what the world has become after the apocalypse, that now cannibalism exists and there are no boundaries that people are unwilling to cross in order to survive. My other literal circle is hashtag trending connections. The first hashtag I wrote was Doomsworld. Doomsworld. I wrote this hashtag because when the man wakes up, he sees the group of bad men or bad guys, and I thought this was important because, again, it shows what how the post-apocalyptic world has become, and without law and order, the strong prey on the weak. My other hashtag is Don't Go Down to the Basement. Again, it's where the man and boy find the naked people and see that cannibalism now exists. And my last one is Run. This is when the man and the boy are running away from the basement, or escaping from the basement, and they see the 4 bearded men and 2 women.
Okay, so I had the same roles as Genevieve, impactful Insta-fame posts and trending connections. So the first drawing I drew was of a haunted house, because that barn house basement thing probably brought them really bad, like for the boy it gave him a really bad feeling, and I thought this was important because throughout the pages so far we can see that every time they run into a bad situation, the boy always has a sense of it beforehand. And then for the next impactful Instagram post, I drew it of a fork, a knife, and human meat, because like Genevieve said, it just shows how far people will go to eat, to escape starvation. And then I have my hashtag trending connections, and so for the first title I have is Leave Now, and I chose that title because every single time they get somewhere, they go somewhere, they always have to end up leaving, and especially when they are in a bad situation, they always run, they never defend. And then the next hashtag trending connections I chose was When Are We Dying, because the boy always questions when they're dying to the father. And then the last one was Run, because whenever they come into a situation, like a bad situation or any kind of situation, they always run from it.
Thanks for listening, guys. See you again next week.
Bye, vlog.
Bye.
That was a week.
Fine.
That was weird.